What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social media, Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. And let's get into it. Also, I just uploaded the season finale of The Mister Season 4, one of my original produced, directed, scripted, acted, edited shows on my platform at watchactv.com, switching over to actvplus.com this September. So definitely check that out and support. I would really, really appreciate it. So yeah, let's get into this thing. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. No pun intended, because I do not believe that Anissa is an elephant. But there were some people in the comments asking me why I was ragging on her. The reason why I was ragging on her is the same reason why I rag on Leroy. It's the same reason why I rag on Nani, because they've been in 25 seasons and have not won a final. But with Anissa, she's been like, from the beginning, she's in era one. Okay? Era one. And when Anissa started out, she was very spunky, she was very tiny, she was very fit, she was very sportsy in terms of like physical aesthetic. And so we go from that to where we are now. And I'm trying to understand why she doesn't feel like people either A, want her on the Era's team currently, or B, why she hasn't won any of the physical situations. And it's because she's always, more than not, complaining about her weight or her knee or her leg or something. And so in my mind, because I don't remember every single season and I'm not that guy, but the major consensus with Anissa is that one, she hasn't won, and two, it's always physically related to the reason why she hasn't won. I would love for Anissa to take her non-wins seriously, go to the drawing board and come back a whole new person. I'm not saying only weigh 10 pounds, but I'm like saying show some effort into you training to finally get to a final and win, right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, she came drastically close when she had, who did she have as a partner? I can't remember, but all the Era 1 OG types people was in there with Devin and Tori, and she was partnered with somebody. I want to say it was Jordan. I could be wrong, but she was close, but it just did not work out. I believe she was gassed out. I could be wrong, but whatever. Between her, Leroy, Nani, Corey, I want these people, when they come back to finally win, to do something different. And Anissa just doesn't do anything different. Also, I did rag on CT because CT looks like a buffalo. But the difference between CT and Anissa is no matter what his body looks like when he comes to the challenge, he either A, makes it to a final, or B, wins. So I don't need to rag on him. It's not a physical thing with CT. Anyways, the losers, actually the winners, but they lost because they were in the eliminated. They are back and they're like, Anissa immediately says, why don't we make a team of misfits? Because, you know, we could be an alliance and, you know, we were the first ones to win the elimination. Let's band together. And I'm like, that's just like loser mentality. Like, what? No, I don't want to band with you hoes. Like, I want to win. But again, maybe it's just me. Then we get a clip of Horacio looking a little sad that his booth thing is not here anymore. And I vibe with Horacio. I think Horacio is like one of the most honest players. And, you know, I love reality TV and these challenges and Big Brother and stuff like that. But then, you know, the fandom, quote unquote, always come down on me because they believe that you have to be sneaky and conniving in these shows in order to make it to the end. And I'm not a firm believer of that. So when you have people like Horacio that comes on the screen, I just absolutely adore him, whether win, lose, or draw, because he always comes from a moral compass and has honesty in his blood. And I just like that about Horacio. And he stands for something. And I don't like the fact that a lot of these current new players or the older players just don't stand for anything and they always make it to the end and win. I think that's trash, you know? And maybe that's why Leroy made it to the end that one time when he was vindictive and conniving. But I don't know. I love it when honest, good heart people win. That's just my thing. Just had to piggyback on the Horacio spiel because Nerys got close to winning. She was second in season 39, and Nerys is a very honest, straightforward player. So I was happy when Nerys made it to second. I hated the fact that Vampire won. Like, because he was just not as honest and good hearted as she was. Anyways, moving along, Darrell and Aviv get this little flashback situation about them winning. I'm like, we heard this already in episode 1. Like, why do you keep throwing this down our throats? Is one of them going in eliminations or something? I'm like, why? Because normally when Darrell comes back, we don't care about Darrell anymore. Like he had his little, oh, he won 4 seasons in a row and no one's ever done that and Darrell's the thing. And then Darrell came back like 10 times and bombed every time. So it's like, I don't necessarily care for it. Darrell, like he's fine and all that. He's great to look at. But Darrell doesn't give me OG, legend, veteran Darrell. Even to this day, and in this episode, Darrell was like, well, I want to be like the CTs and the Johnnies. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if that's ever going to happen because Darrell just does not play the same. Is it me or is it me? Then we get this like edit of like them hanging in the pool in this slow motion, and they're like, oh, oh. And then we get, scenes of people making out. Now, I did not know who the hell Naya was kissing in the pool. I had to rewind it back and rewind it back and rewind it back. And then I'm like, who got cornrows like that? I was like, that's Josh. Naya and Josh? What the? I'm like, okay, whatever. Listen, I'm going to try not to hate on Josh in this episode because honestly, he has really matured this episode. And I'll get to his little part, but I was shocked at how maturely he handled the situation. So I'm not going to ragtag him in this. I'm going to say big up to Josh for pulling Naya to kiss in the pool because Naya is a beautiful glamazon. So we get to the challenge and it is a team challenge. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, finally, let's go here in this team challenge. Okay, so we got Era 1, Jody and Darrell are captains. Era 2, Aviv and Derek are captains. Era 3, Tony and Avery are captains. And Era 4, Casey and Kylan are captains. Now, Casey did not want to be no captain. She was just like, yeah, I'm it. And then Kylan. We all know that Casey is a floater to the end. That's how she got through Big Brother. She floated her way through the clouds and then she made it to the end. And anyways, she won. A win is a win is a win is a win. But she doesn't play the lead role much. So I'm not shocked in Casey being like, yeah, I'm a captain, I guess. So we get to the challenge and it's called Gladiator. And I'm like, hell to the no. They have to eat rotten looking snake, rotted out looking rat, literal rat, ugh, moving big, thick, parasite looking worms, disgusting, dry ass tofu, this liquid goosh that they always drink. Like, it looked horrible, and I'm sure it probably smelled the way that it looked, but this is the challenge, and this is what they have to do. I have to say that this particular challenge was funny because it was interesting watching all of the eras and their big boasting personalities trying to canoe with all of them on the boat or trying to row with all of them on the boat. And Era 1 is dead last. You have Brad doing the rudder, and then you have CT, yo, we gotta go over here. No, turn here. And like Brad mocking him and was just hilarious. The fact that you have all these personalities that cannot communicate was just stupid funny. And then shout out to Era 3 because they have Devin, and Devin is known to control himself under any type of pressure when it comes to these challenges, i.e., he handled himself when he went back to season 39 and won his elimination round. Shout out to Devin. Devin is like one of those guys that he's been around in my mind so long that you would think that he's Era 1 or Era 2, but he's era 3 and he's a boss. Okay. So era 3 is doing really, really, really well. Era 4 and era 2, not too much. They had many moments where they were crashing into each other, and I just thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious. But, my baby daddy is on Air Force, so I want them to do well. And he's the captain along with the sleeper, KC. So they have to do well in my mind. But Era 3 pulls full steam ahead and they make it to the island first to eat their crap. Now, let me tell you something. When they showed the overview map of everyone and Team 1, Era 1 was all the way in the freaking back, it was hilarious to me, okay? Hilarious to me. But Era 3 makes it to the eating round, and they actually complete the eating round first. They should have because they made it first. But the fact that each one of the contestants had to finish a plate before they moved on, I thought that was really, really dope because there have been previous challenges where some people didn't have to eat it or wouldn't want to eat it or whatever the case may be, and they were like, drop out and then they would be disqualified, but everyone ate it. And then everyone ran to their flags or banners or shields to put them in order. And shout out to Tori, okay? Shout out to Tori for making it happen for the end of putting all the shields and all the seasons in order together. Era 1 gets dead last. Era 4 gets third place. And, Era 2 gets second place, fittingly. I thought that was a good challenge. I really thought that it was great, but I would not have eaten any of that stuff. When I think about the reality shows that I would love to vie for and actually go on, it would be Big Brother. Yeah, it would be Big Brother. I don't care about any of. I would go on The Circle. I think The Circle is cool. I would go on Big Brother. But yeah, none of the other reality shows are for me. Like I'm not doing a whole bro with somebody's Theo or CT or yeah. I don't. Can CT even fit in a hall brow now? They would have to widen that. It looks like they would have to widen it because CT would be going like this. I don't know. Anyways, because you picked yourself to be a captain, you either win with the sword in your hand or lose by falling on the sword. And Tony and Avery are the captains. This is a great position for Tony to be in because his team just threw him into elimination. He won against Leroy, came back, now he's a team captain, and they win. You would want to hold on to that, wouldn't you? I would. Shout out to Avery as well because she finally won something. I'm not saying she's never won it. I don't think she. Yeah, I don't know. But in All Stars, I want to say she was just in All Stars with her booth thing. She made it to the. Anyways, shout out to Avery for winning, right? So you have Avery and Tony winning. Also, side note, the reason why Avery wasn't picked to go against Naya in that elimination round was because Naya was crying to Corey and Tori not to put her in against Avery. Obviously, because they have their history where they fought that when, back when Real World used to be like a thing and reality TV was reality, they fought or whatever. I'm pretty sure that, Naya was overly emotional because she did not want to have to do that and go up against Avery with all of their history. And I think they're in a position where they're at least amicable with each other and are cool, right? And so that was good information to know. And also, Corey had stated why he put in Amanda, and I thought his reasoning made sense. It just made sense. But either way, we're here, and Tony and Avery are in a good position. But baby, does the politicking start? Yes, it does, because everybody is campaigning. Casey, the sleeper, is doing what she does best, and she's campaigning, politicking. This is one of the things that I think that Nani doesn't have. Like, she's not like the best at, but then you have KC, her better half, which does it well, right? And then Kylan, shout out to baby daddy, and KC do so well that they put fear in Tony's heart not to throw them into the challenge. But then you have Derek, who's campaigning as well, and Naya, who's campaigning as well. Everyone's campaigning. And Avery, I don't know if it's because she's with, what's the boy name? Was it Brandon? Who's the boy that nobody, Adam. She's with Adam now. And, calling his kids her stepkids. Okay. I don't know if it's because she's with him now that she has this like thing where she's not backing down, but then you have people come up on the screen and like, well, I don't know what Tony thinks, but I've known Avery for over a decade and she's one not to back down. I don't remember her being that tough. Like, yeah, she fought Naya and was upset that she didn't get to really fight Naya. I get that. She's a Spitfire. Cool. But since she's been back in the challenge history, I've not really known her to give that much, right? But this is her defining moment because not for whatever reason, she knows Derek, has known Derek before the challenge, has known Derek over a decade. She's not throwing Derek in. I like this. I like this. Moral compass, moral standing, honest, true heart, friend over challenge, friend over money. She's ready to go down for her friend. I hope that Derek does the same for her. I hope that Derek does the same for her. I really do. Because everyone paints this picture like Tony is trash and Avery is amazing. Then it becomes this woman versus man thing where, like, I don't know why he's not going with you and this doesn't make any sense. And he's trying to mansplain and he's trying to man doze and all this man versus woman thing. And to be quite honest, did I get any of that? No. But all the women and quite a few of the gay men made it man versus woman. Hear me roar. I just think that Tony thought that Kylan and Casey's plan or ploy or whatever, soft threat, was more viable than someone's Derek and Aviv. Because when you look at Kylan and Casey, they're better than Derek and Aviv. No shade, they are. And so in my mind, Tony is like, I want to do it different. I want to make moves. I don't want to be a pushover. This is not what I'm going to do. And I really think that what Tony's stance was. I don't think it had anything to do with man over woman and hear me roar or whatever. He thought he can spade play her. He thought he can like poker play her. He thought he could like lead her to the water and have her drink because he thought that she was going to punk out and not want to go into the challenge because clearly whenever you do a stalemate, TJ's throwing you in the challenge. And Avery's like, I don't care, whatever. But here's the thing. Wait, I think I'm going too fast. Let me check my notes. We get to the chamber, and before the chamber, Derek was like, you should go against a big team, i.e. Kylan and KC to Avery. So Avery is like, whatever, I'm just not throwing Derek in. I don't care about anything else. And so we get a moment where Kylan tries to speak, and Avery smashes his voice. Like, I don't care what you're talking about because KC and you never made any plans with me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Not too much Avery. Not too much on my man. Not too much on my bro. That's my bro. My bro. Shout out to Kyle. Not too much on Kylan, Avery. You could do whatever you want to do with Casey, but not too much on Kylan. Okay? Slow down, mama. You won. That's killed. But slow down, okay? You and Tony didn't get to the platform of winner, okay? Without Devin, without Tori, like, let's be clear. But anyways, Avery can have her moment. Then we get one of the best moments of this particular episode, outside of the elimination results, was when Darrell had to be humbly reminded, okay, that prior in season 39, he came back as a mercenary to try to take Kylan out, and Kylan sent him home packing with no funds, okay? So if you have Darrell sitting across from Kylan, someone who smashed him in a prior season, you think Darrell is going to want to go up against a Kylan? Now, it was funny because Darrell was like, yeah, I'd rather go up against, Derek and Aviv. No shade. And Aviv felt some sort of way. I was like, girl, it's not about you, sis. He had already got beaten by Kylan. He don't want to go up against Kylan. It has nothing to do with you. And to be quite honest, Darrell is tired of coming back to these challenges as a legend, so claimed his stats, and losing miserably like the new Leroy. So if I was ahead of or in front of someone that had beat me prior, just the last season ago, in a challenge, I'm not going to want to go against him in elimination again. Like, what? What are you smoking? So I thought that Darrell was cool in this, but Aviv felt some sort of way. I'm like, girl, you should know the history. You just coming back after 15,000 years ago. You should know the history, Ma, because just this last season, baby daddy beat old veteran. And it was a wash, okay? And so Darrell not wanting to go up against Kylan was just hilarious to me. I wish he would have said that on screen though. That would have been. Tony doesn't want to pick Casey and Kylan, and Avery doesn't want to pick Derek and Aviv. Everyone feels like they understand Avery way before they understand Tony. And Corey is just like, I don't get it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I understand, Avery's sentiment, but I don't get Tony because he does not know Kylan or KC. And, I think this is just another opportunity for Corey to not really back Tony because he doesn't really care for Tony anyway. So it's easy for him to be like, Avery's right and Tony's wrong in my mind. But in the concept of things, yes, Avery, it makes sense for you to want to support your friend. But how often in these challenges do people really support their friends? It's not really often. But again, shout out to Avery for standing up for herself and wanting to have that moral ground and standing with, upholding her relationship, her friendship with Derek. Adam is not like that at all. And we saw that already in All Stars 4. But whatever, you're with someone who wouldn't do what you just did. I'm just saying. Am I wrong or am I wrong? So they have a toga party and everyone looks amazing. I love the fact that Cara Maria was in black and not in white. It's very befitting, right? Because she is the black sheep of the challenge and that's how they paint her to be and that's how she's branded, right? But everyone was looking real good. And it was nice to see everyone. The fact that Jenny is carrying Johnny Bananas across the altar. I thought that was cute, right? There have been plenty moments happening with like people be. What's interesting? The challenge is like 90210, where everyone humps everyone, everyone kisses everyone. I'm not a fan of that. And, I get the concept of, oh, they're single, they can live their life, they can do whatever they want to do. But I'm not kissing someone I just saw kissing someone else on the mouth. I'm not that much of a sharer. For me, it's just not giving that. I don't know. And maybe that's what's breeded in the challenge world because you're all there and everyone knows everyone and everyone has already established that this is something that we've done. I mean, Corey has a lot of lays. Anissa has a lot of lays. Everyone has a lot of lays. And so, hey, do as the Romans do, okay? I guess if I was in that, but there aren't a lot of attractive gay men that come through. Not that I find attractive. All of the gay men are like Derek and Ryan. Like, we're the hot, muscle-bound gay men. You know what I'm saying? We're the gay men that look like Theo. We're the gay men that look like Kylan. And I know some of y'all said Kylan is like pansexual or whatever, but I have yet to see him kiss a dude or vie for a dude on television. So for me, like, Kylan ain't really for the kids. So in my mind, I'm like, where are the hot gay men? Where are they? Where are the hot gay men that are going to go through the hall brawl? Paulie's not gay, he's bi. Okay, let's be clear. I'm talking about the gay dudes. And the last one we got was Corey. And Corey's cute, but Corey ain't like, he's cute, but like, we need more than him. Okay, we need more than him to be like the representation. There are too many fine ass men that are straight on the show. We need some Coreys that are gay and some Nelsons that are gay and some Theos that are gay and some who else? Brads that are gay. Like, can we get a gay Brad? Because Brad is fine as hell. Where are they? Bring those people back. Can you please? Like, I don't know. I think they need to bring Derek back. I don't know what Derek did. Is his name Derek? I don't know. I think his name is Derek. He's like some muscle-bound chocolate black dude. Like, and he's like lifting like 500-pound weights and stuff, and he's big. I don't know what he did to MTV or what happened, but they will not bring that man back, and I have no idea why. But he's gay, and he's fine. Bring him back. You know what I'm saying? So I can stop lusting over these straight dudes that don't want nothing to do with the pingo or the booty hole of a man. You feel what I'm saying? Derek and Ryan they're cute. Like, you'll yin-yanging around the house, but like, how many Devins are there to the number of Dereks and Ryans that are the gay representation? Feel what I'm saying? Now, I believe Devin is straight. Yeah, he's straight. But Devin Devin is the one that's always like taking his clothes off naked because he looks, Devin is that, right? But he's only like one. And then all the rest of the straight men are fine as hell with muscle bodies and looking great, and minus CT and minus Johnny, but looking real good and like raw. Then you got the Derricks, the Ryans, the everybody else that are very eclectic looking, representing the LGBT. Y'all get what I'm saying. Anyways, everybody looks good and they're making out. Then we get this moment where, for whatever reason, Kylan is talking to Naya and, politicking and saying what, Tony and Avery should do or whatever. And Naya's like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Then we get this shot for like 30 seconds looking at Kylan's nipple. I don't know. Maybe the cameramen need to be the gay representation on the show, because they highlighted his nipple for like 30 seconds. I wasn't complaining, but they should have highlighted his ass or something. Like, I'm not a nipple man. I don't really care about the nipple, but they should have highlighted that. But then the cameraman came and panned around when they were kissing, and you saw like the little like booty hump on top of Kylan, and then they were kissing, and then you saw Kylan's like white pristine teeth after they kissed. I was just looking at Kylan this whole way through. I didn't care about nobody's Naya, although I love Naya and I love what she stands for now, and she's great on social media and all of that's great. But I was worried about and looking at Kylan, no shade. Then you have Brad hooking up with some old white woman. I can't remember her name. Y'all know I'm not there for the names. I'm there for the. Anyways, Brad comes out and then she comes out. Whoever she was, I can't remember her name. That should go to show you. Anyways, but like hooking up with Brad, bitch, what? Brad is fine. You hear me? Then you got Theo in like these tight shorts and like these men. But that's what I'm saying. Like, all the straight men are fine. I need some gay fine men on this show. Moving on. Then we get to a moment where Kylan and Naya decide to be adults, an adult. And apparently you can hear it throughout the house. Apparently these walls are hollow. Josh wakes up and hears what's happening in the other room, and he knows what's going on with Naya and Kylan. To my surprise, Josh is not hurt, crying, or yelling or screaming throughout the house, but he is annoyed that people are laughing about the situation. And part of the people that are laughing about the situation is Tori. And Tori and Josh have a history of proclaiming to be friends, but Tori, unfortunately, has a history of shitting on Josh on these seasons. And I'm not going to go through the history. Y'all know the history more than I do, but Tori has played Josh like 3 or 4 times on the show. And Josh is aggravated with it. And he points it out to her, and she starts to cry like that's supposed to sway his mind, and it doesn't. Josh makes it clear that him and Tori are not friends, and that's it. And he walks away. This was an amazing display of Josh being an adult, and I was shocked and pleasantly entertained by how he handled the situation. Because when we saw it in the trailers, the clips of him saying, "We are not friends," I thought it was this like drunken, overly hyped situation with Josh again. And I was just like, okay, I do not want to see this, nor do I care. But it wasn't. It was a very mature conversation between two people. And he basically said how he felt. And I vibe with how he felt. If you are my friend, why are you in a group setting of other people laughing at the fact that Naya, someone that was just kissing me, is upstairs 90210 with Kylan, who does the, "Hey, I just got some" walk, leaving the room? Like, why would you laugh at that, Tori? Like, how are we friends? Like, in this moment, I would want Avery to be a friend over Tori. And it is what it is. Shout out to Josh for holding his own and being mature in this situation. I loved how he handled that situation. It was a pleasant surprise. And again, shout out to Josh. Then we move past, the debacle of Kylan. Back in the day, they used to show nudity on the challenge. Like, I remember seeing Leroy's butt clear as day, and that was just marvelous. I remember seeing Alton's butt clear as day, and that was just marvelous. Now it's like they have to blur out everything. No one wants to see Devin's ass. I don't want to see Devin's ass. Like, no one wants to see that. Blur that out all the time. But I'm sure Kylan got up and had on like some whiteys or something, like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably just me, but whatever. Then we move past that, and Tony and Avery are going back and forth with not, partnering up and having each other's backs. And everyone in the house is telling Tony he is in the wrong, but Tony does not care, and he wants to make a stance against Avery of all people. Don't really understand that, but whatever. This particular challenge was hard to watch, because Tony and Avery are getting called out by TJ, and he's annoyed. And so he's like, well, y'all are coming down here if y'all can't make a decision. This is so dumb, but whatever. And Tony has to go up against Darrell. Everyone's like, this makes no sense or whatever. But Tony goes up against Darrell. The problem with this is that even his team seemingly doesn't help him get through with fighting against Darrell. And I thought that that was like crazy. Like, why would you want to lose a team member? Sure, he made the wrong decision or whatever the case may be, but it just goes to show that no one really cared for Tony anyway. And everybody was telling him what he should have done, and they just left him to the wolves, which was so crazy to me. Like, you go from being picked to go into elimination, then to winning, and then you decide to stand on some high horse of yours, only to not have your team or any other team support you in these efforts because they like Darrell over you, and you get ousted. Then Avery goes in, and everyone champions against Jody, unfortunately, champions for Avery to win, and Avery ends up pulling out the win. Mind you, Avery and Jody had to reset their tiles back. But wow. Like, this has to be like one of the dumbest elimination upsets by your own hand in a very long time. And this just makes no sense. Tony, who was looking fit, looking ready to go, won against Leroy, was just one captain. Now you're out because you did not want to support a person that's on your team and have her decision based on people that you honestly did not know. Is insane to me. It's insane. I just like, wow. And then to have Avery feel vindicated that she won. Now, here's the got you. Avery didn't win on her own merits. She got complete help. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I don't really champion Avery's win like, oh my God, Avery won, because she got help. Darrell got help. These situations where they're able to help you, I don't like this. I think the challenge has positioned itself to be this season has positioned itself to be one of the best seasons in a long time, because TJ or whoever creates the rules for this show has really thought about it and made it so much of a purpose and a point to go into eliminations. The fact that you have to be in eliminations, or maybe I don't think that you have to be in eliminations, but it pretty much seems like someone is going to be in an elimination before they get to the final. And I'm here for that because that makes so much sense. I like the fact that each challenge is changing, and you're not going to be on teams one way, and you're going to be individuals one way, and then you got the karma vote, then you got the new target system that if someone's put into elimination and they win, they get to create targets, but not just targets on their era, but targets on all of the eras. That right there is so hot to me, and I just love that, right? I completely love that. Where it would be even hotter is if they eliminated the audience participation in these elimination rounds, because they did that on 39 towards the tail end when they had those, like, they had to go away to go to an elimination and then come back and then you see who come. I wish they would just do that from here on out on these seasons, because these people should not be helped to win an elimination round. They should win it by their own strength, merit, and mental prowess. That's how I feel about that. If they just get that out of the way, the challenge would be back, and I would be like, oh my God, we are finally here. But the whole helping and all of that is just a mess. I don't like that. They need to get away with that. They need to do away with that. But then we get to this target system. And Avery is living on this high horse of hers, that she stole the high horse from Tony, because Tony has to sit here, okay, and watch all of this play out because he just lost. That's so crazy to me. But Avery and Darrell have to pick targets from each era that could potentially go into elimination if their team loses, and will automatically go into the chamber if their team wins. Insane to me. So hot though, but insane. And they have to pick the targets now. It's not about going back to the house and politicking. Pick that now. Baby, This is why I'm hard on Anissa. And this is why I don't understand why y'all don't understand why I'm hard on Anissa. Anissa is picked by Darrell to be a target. Anissa was thrown in by CT to go into elimination. The Era 1 people do not want Anissa on their team. There's a reason behind that. That's why I keep going in on Anissa's throat. Darrell just throws her in. Throws her in like that. Crazy to me. Avery picks Derek because Derek was not looking at her. Whatever. Derek just went in. Derek's a beast. It's cool, right? Then we get Laurel and Johnny. That makes absolute sense. I don't care about anybody's Laurel. And, you know, hopefully the rest of the house doesn't either. But Laurel just won All-Stars 4. Let's get her out of here. Avery picks Johnny. Johnny is not a nice person overall. Then we get Jordan, who picks himself. And then Darrell just says Naya, which sucks, you know. You get to see where you are on the totem pole, just to be clear. Then we get Jenny and Horacio. Jenny, Darrell doesn't know her. She looks like she could be a beast, you know. She looks like she could be a beast. And then you get Horacio. Horacio's known to be like a comp beast, a comp threat, or whatever the case may be. And he does his own show in, you know, foreign lands. And so it's like, those make sense, right? I'm glad that Kylan wasn't picked. I love that Kylan wasn't picked. You know, I want Kylan to make it to the end. But I just thought that this was hot. This is hot. And I can't wait to see what's going to go down in the house. Because Anissa, 2 men that you're in Era 1 with don't want you on their team. Like, when are we going to fix this? And we're not. You know what I'm saying? Anissa's going to go back out. She's going to eat some more donuts. She's going to come back and say, I want to win a final. Like, what the hell? Like, if you don't make it a point to like address your issues or like train or like do better, no one's going to want you on their team. And it's clear as day that no one wants you on their team. It's not just me. Anyway, leave your comments below and let me know what you thought, because next episode, we get the moment where CT, because he's not fit, ends up injuring his back. I mean, Darrell pulled his back with these damn things. Like, listen, again, CT has proven himself. He's won many a finals. Anissa has never. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. Anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. And are you excited about this season? I'm excited about this season. I'm loving this season, okay? I hope that Avery makes it to the final. And who else? I hope that Naya makes it to the final. I already know who makes it to the final, but, you know. No spoilers. But, you know, I hope these people make it to the final because they're giving me what I need. There are quite a few heroes in this challenge. And I'm liking the heroes. I hate the villains. I'm liking that. Derek is a hero. Brad is a hero. Kylan is a hero. Horacio is a hero. Avery is a hero. Aviv, she's hero-esque, even though she hasn't been here for 90 years. Tori is a villain. She's a villain. CT is a villain this season. Darrell is a villain. Anissa is a hero. She's just the sidekick of the hero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are like people that I really want to make it far. Like, I want them to make it far. And then there's people like Johnny and Laurel who are villains that I just don't care if they win at all. Anyways, leave your comments below. Love y'all. Deuces.